Okay, Fleam Productions Amateur Micro Budget Film School Lesson number 2. You're wondering about editing. You're thinking, oh my god, Carter, I want to go out, I want to shoot, I've got story ideas, I've got a script, I've got a couple of actors who are willing to, jump around on the floor and, bruise themselves for cinema. But what do I do with all that technical stuff? How do I do the compositing I want to do? How do I prepare these shots to work with them in a digital environment and edit them properly? Well, step 1, buy this book, or check it out at the library, or steal it. Read this book. He outlines an entire method for shooting smartly and anticipating the kind of issues and challenges that you'll have in the post-production stage of your film. So read this book, Stu Mashowitz, sorry about that. Stu Mashowitz's DV Rebels Guide, an all-digital approach to making killer action movies on the cheap. Read this. Okay, but the other thing you've got to remember is, while the industry standard, there are many industry standards, right? So at the level of filmmaking we're doing, probably the most common editing software is going to be Final Cut Pro. Maybe some people out there would be using Adobe Premiere if they're on the Windows system, but everybody I know is using Final Cut Pro, and that's been the editing software of choice for Fleam Productions just by default. Nate, Emily, and Cody all swear by Final Cut Pro. Well, I did some prowling around on the internet last night because I'm not going to use Final Cut Pro. That's way too complex for me. I'm sort of like a caveman in this business. Like, I know a certain amount of the technical stuff, but I don't want to spend hours and hours and hours learning the editing software because, frankly, it's not my real aspiration to be an editor or do much of the post-production stuff. I'm more a producer. I like developing the project, working on the script, and, this kind of thing. So I looked around for some free or cheap editing software on the web. And by the way, especially if you're a PC person, oh my god, it's out there, okay? If you're a Mac person and you bought a Mac in the last, 5 years, you should get iMovie on there. So while iMovie is not going to do the kinds of things that Final Cut Pro can do, again, I'm talking about just breaking into the actual practice of filmmaking. I'm talking about getting your hands in there and doing something, because this is exactly what Robert Rodriguez points out, is that our biggest problem, or the biggest stumbling block for a lot of people, is that they will talk about being a filmmaker for a very long time, but just as in anything, we raise roadblocks for ourselves. We're nervous about getting into something new, and so, we think of all these reasons we can't do it. Well, I'm trying to tell you, you can do it. You can do it. So, use your iMovie. Use this free software. I went to the Avid site and downloaded Avid DV. It's like Avid Free DV. Okay, so for 20 minutes of my time, I downloaded this software. Now I've got free video editing software on my computer, and all I got to figure out today is how to get my camera to talk to my computer. I haven't quite sorted that out yet, but the point is that, the stuff is out there in this digital world. If you've got an internet connection and a computer, and you've got some kind of camera, you've got everything you need. I mean, you don't even need the bloody internet connection, probably. You can go to someone else's house and download the stuff and put it on a disc. I don't know. Point is, the stuff is out there. There's really no excuse for not making that step from saying, I want to be a filmmaker, to I am a filmmaker.